Hey Momsanity, I am here to talk with you today about proper form for doing squats. Squats are really easy to do improperly, which I have noticed with working with lots of women, and I want to make sure that you're doing it right so that you can get all the benefits as well as eliminating your chance for injury. So I'm going to show you how to do them without using weights, but normally I do weighted squats, just holding a pair of dumbbells either at my shoulders or down by my hips. But you can do that. Let's just start with the basics. So when we are doing a squat, you want your feet to be hip width apart. And I know you may feel like your hips are this wide. They're really not. So you're just standing normally. And what you want to do before every single squat is make sure that you brace your belly. So what I tell a lot of my girls is to pretend you're wearing one of those giant wrestler's belts, you know, that wrap all the way around just to kind of cinch that whole waist in. So it's not sucking in so you can't breathe. It's really important that you get ready before each single squat to have perfect form. And the more squats you do, the more rest you're going to have to do in a workout. So your feet are hip width apart. So I'm going to stand sideways. And you want to, instead of going, what I tend to see with people who are not familiar with squats is they go like this. So what you can see is my knees are going forward, and the lower I get, the more they get past my toes. You don't want to do that because then you're going to think that squats cause knee pain, when actually squats can help strengthen your knees. So instead, I say don't even go down, but go back. So you are going to, with feet hip width apart, start pushing your butt back. So I kind of have my body in the shape of a lightning bolt, if you will. And I always lift up my toes during a squat. That way I am sure that I will not have any weight in my toes, because what you don't want to do is come up like this. So if you can see how my toes are off the ground, I've also seen girls do this. You don't want to do that. You're going to have feet hip width apart, and you're going to slowly push your butt back like you're sitting in a chair. So I'm reaching back, trying to find that invisible chair to sit into. Another thing I notice, if you're new with squats, you're going to take it as low as you can. So if this is all you can do, this is as low as you can go without having bad form, of course do that. If you can get a little bit lower, great. But something really powerful and magical happens when you get your thighs to lower than parallel, which is our goal. So toes up, we're going to have our belly in, pushing all the way back. Notice how here I am at parallel, which is great. I would love to get just a little bit lower. Again, toes off the ground. Notice the shape of my back. And then forcing yourself up, driving that weight up through your heels. And then when you stand, you're going to squeeze your glutes together. That's how you get that nice lifted bootay. Another trick that I tell my clients to do when squats, their form is just not great, is to get against a wall. So I've got a mirror here. Put your hands up against the wall, and you're going to do a squat so that your knees will hit the wall if you make the wrong choice. So you're up against the wall, and you're going to slide down. See how my knees, there's no way they can go forward, right? So instead of being able to do this, you're going to automatically push your butt back. It's really important. These work your legs, your butt, and when you lift those heavy weights and you're doing those squats, you're working really the full body, okay? Make sure, this is another problem when I see women squat, they go down and everything's fine, and then their knees come together like this. You do not want your knees to do that. You want your knees to track over your toes. So stay equal distance apart. They don't come together and they don't go forward. So nice and slow. So women, I tell you to try to get boobs to knees. You want your boobs down at your knees. So I'm just going to do a few squats to show you. You can practice along with me. And squat low and squeeze our butt at the top. Nice and low. Belly in. That way you don't have any back pain for doing squats. And then turning to the side, butt back, looking for that invisible chair, and then squeezing your butt cheeks at the top. You feeling good? So check yourself out. Always use a mirror. If you can have less clothes on, you'll be able to check your body form even better. If you can have a friend or family member film you doing squats, that's even better, because you think you look so good and you think you're getting like, you're here, but you think you're here. So it's really important to check your form, do squats regularly, lift weights so that you get really breathless and can increase your fat burning potential. So thanks for joining me learning about squats.